guys can see me now. Today we are getting ready to take the 1971 M Code to Chicago, Illinois for the biggest auto show for a raffle for all the proceeds to benefit the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. We are waiting for the truck to get here to load up the car and get it out of here.
Right now we're getting the car all unwrapped, getting it warmed up, started up, letting it go through its cycle, and making sure that everything is all set one last time before it gets loaded up on its way to Chicago.
Usually when we load our cars, it's pretty simple. We drive it on, strap it down, it's ready to go. But this day, it wasn't in the cards. They couldn't get our car in because the antenna, the stock antenna, was too high to get in the truck. This has never happened before. So now they have to lower it, and they're asking us, hey, can you take off the antenna?
So we had to try to take the air pressure out of the tires, and hopefully that would give us enough clearance, and so that was the first thing we tried. However, that didn't work, so then we had to go to taking off the antenna.
So you're not driving this here after we've already paid? After we've already, I mean, got this all set up, and it's not going to make their Saturday because you all are leaving now.
We'll take the antenna off, we'll take it off.
Do you, it take us an hour to take the fender off and all that?
We wait, I mean, that's the only way.
By this point, when the deflation didn't work and they wanted us to take the antenna off, which is kind of a big deal when you're transporting it away, I called the owner, and because we're paying $3 grand for this to be shipped, and we've never had this happen before. So I'm standing in the cold trying to get a hold of somebody in Chicago with a 3-hour time difference. I tried to call, we weren't getting through. There's a 3-hour time difference. The Porsche underneath was just too special for our car to get any lowered. So Mark and I decided to take matters in our own hand. We kind of unscrewed the antenna, laid it on its side, and contacted Ford Motor Company in Chicago and said, can you be there to put it back on?
That was a bittersweet moment because you know it's going to help people, it's going for a good, great cause, great charity, and but yet you hate to see your baby leave. That's something that you put all that time and effort into, and get it looking that sweet, man, it's just, it's a little bit bittersweet.
We're at McCormick Center. We get there, and the news, all 3 news outlets come up, and it was just like really, really cool. And all the buzz was about this car.
The cars are polished, everything is set. Here's a live look inside McCormick Place. Among all the shiny new cars sits an old one that really captured our eye.
This one sort of stops them in their tracks.
Yep, it's a classic.
This one is just a really unique story.
A story combining this car,
Grabber blue paint,
and a cause.
It's being photographed nonstop.
Mimi Crabtree of JDRF Illinois is raffling the ride in the hopes of raising research money for the 1.2 million people with type 1 diabetes.
It's got a touch over 400 horsepower. It's got the automatic trans, it's got power steering. This was one of only 89 that were made with these paint and trim options.
Mark Babila calls this a Mustang collector must-have. It took him about a year to restore the engine and body of the 45-year-old car.
Thousands of hours go into these cars like this, yes. Yep, it is a labor of love.
Yes, we gave, our company is Angel's Garage, we gave a 1971 Mustang Mach 1 to Juvenile Diabetes Foundation of Illinois. Layla Ali, the Blackhawks, Barry Gibb from the Bee Gees. I'm looking like hell, first off, because I'm hot, it's overworked, it's freezing, but damn do I look old and bad. But outside of that, I think I was trying to get
thing in the morning too, though.
Whoa, cameraman, back the hell up a minute, will you? And then anyway, I was trying to get some PR our way. Jeez, oh Pete. I was trying to set up Joe Manizzo. I was talking to NBC.
That's right.
To get Joe Manizzo there. I'm still messed up. My God, did you see what I look like? Okay, so I called them. They're gonna see if they could put it on. There's a lot of loopholes and stuff because we're with Ford again, and instead they're with Chevy, and well, actually they're with Chrysler. So they're gonna see what they can do. They got in touch with Joe Manizzo. They know he's pulling the ticket, and we'll go from there. It was great going back to Chicago. It was like old home week. It was good to see the wonderful people that are there, the great food. Gosh, they got great food. And just to walk around downtown, you can look at anything, and it's just really nice to do and fun to do. We had a great time.
Yeah, it was a beautiful city because it's right on Lake Michigan. It's kind of like Detroit is right on Lake Huron, so it's like the sister city to Detroit. It's really cool.
Really cool. So we get to Chicago, and what other thing is there to try but pizza? So we decided to figure out, let's go find out who made the first deep dish pizza. And so we went to Pizzeria Uno and had the greatest time. We sat down with the manager and they showed us what Pizzeria Uno and Chicago pizza's like. Downtime for Mark and I is just trying some good food, maybe good music, seeing a good movie. Chicago, while we were there, was the greatest though, because we were able to see a lot of architect and just, it was great. People gazing, a lot of things to do. So we used that time just to enjoy, just not the hustle and bustle of the shop.
Downtime is pretty rare, but when we do get it, we like to go out and have a good food, you know, and experience the culture of wherever we're at, and just take it in.
Everything's going great in Chicago, and Lord and behold, the phone rings. It's Ross. Ross tells me he's coming to Chicago.
That's right, the big gonna be here!
So in the meantime, well, what people don't know is that this was our last business dealing with Ross. We did a few deals with Ross, but we always came out the losers because of the way he did math. So to find out, as we're in the greatest place, greatest time with all these car people, Ross calls and says he is a day away from getting to Chicago. Ross is coming in tonight at 8:30, and he's bringing his friend. And hopefully he'll be in a good mood so I don't have to argue with him. Right. That'd be a nice thing if he could come in here and not be Ross. Ross coming changes everything. I had asked him on the phone before I left for Chicago not to come because every event that he's came to that we were involved in business, he had such a negative demeanor that it brought everyone, including me, down, and the patrons that would be coming by. So this was not good. Not good. This was not supposed to happen. I had pleaded with him not to come and gave him different reasons on past experiences. And he said, yeah, but I'm different. And he came to Chicago.
Right there. That's us.
714 Mach 1. It's going to be raffled off to effort to raise money for the
Look,
Juvenile
that's us.
Diabetes
That's it.
Research
That's us.
Foundation. And
Look at
tickets
baby.
for that
I
raffle
know.
available at the Ford booth, which is enormous there. The raffle is on Monday evening, and you can learn more about the raffle and the auto show on our website. And
So we get back to our hotel, the Hard Rock Hotel. Loved it. That was one of the good things. Get up to the room, so stressed out. Ross is coming, open the door, turn on the TV, and what the hell, we're on TV with the car.
Oh my gosh.
What a great feeling that was.
Oh my gosh.
Made me think about that for a minute instead of what's coming.
our news app.
Boom! That's what we needed. Oh, that's what we needed. Oh, God. Oh, God, did we just need that? So for that moment, we were having a good moment. Because
and so
we
this
knew
is
Ross.
great because we're actually starting to build everything for the JDRF.
Yeah.
And this is going to be great because this means that it's going to be helping with enough money to be able to actually do something.
Exposure's happening. So now we're waiting for Ross. Okay, so we get to I'm already anxious because we got to go meet Ross at the facility. So we get to the McCormick Center and I get in there and Ross, who's looking like he hadn't shaved in a week, wearing an arm sling and taking selfies with the car. What a wake up that was.
Looked like he just got off the red eye.
I could not believe that I was surprised they let him in. If I wouldn't have gave him a pass, he wouldn't have got in. They would have
Might have been a little questionable.
I mean, it was different. And so that was our first hello Ross when he came to Chicago. When I had asked Ross not to come, and I said just give me the title because we needed the title, he didn't give it to me. He wanted to wait until he got there. So the whole organization is waiting for this title to make sure that this car is supposed to be there.
No, but then he sends what should be the proper paperwork, but it's not the right paperwork. He never transferred the title over from when we initially sold him the car many years ago, 4 years ago, and he never transferred over any of the paperwork on the car. So none of the paperwork was binding or legal, and so now we've got a problem because we're limited on time, and now there's contracts going on, and you have so much time to get things solved.
And here we go again. Not when we were dealing with his green car, he couldn't get the paperwork right. Then we
This thing, Angela, this thing is supposedly worth
59,000.
and you won't show me, all you show me is a photo.
You need to get your own thing done.
It's
Why
in
do
our
I have to do it
contract.
right there?
It's in
you. Now we're in Chicago, Illinois, 2,500 miles from home, and he couldn't get right here either. I don't like talking to people.
How are you feeling out there, Chicago? Yeah.
We're at the show, and our production crew thought, what the hell, let's get you in the car up there. So Mark and I was like, well, what the hell, that's a cool Mustang. So we get up there.
In case you haven't heard, we do have a 1971 Mach 1 back in front of Hank there. That car is valued at over $70,000, and for just $10, your name could be pulled tomorrow at 5 p.m. live on television.
Dyno Day at Ford Motor.
So we just went and did it, and it was the greatest freaking time.
But I do want to introduce you guys to a very important person. Angela, come on up here. This is Angela here. Angela and come up here. What's your name? Angela and Mark here, they have a reality show called Angel's Garage. They're the ones that restored and donated that Mustang, and so they're going to be here for the drawing. I'll let them tell you a little bit more about what's going on and that Mustang. How are you today, Angela?
I'm doing wonderful. How's everybody today?
Nice. Okay, so what are we saying?
We got a 1971 Mach 1 over there. It's been signed by Tommy Chong and Audio Push. Check out Angel's Garage. We're coming out. Have a great day.
There we go. All right, so you guys want to get this thing started? Yeah. Who's getting in? Also, Chicago, I forgot to tell you, when you guys are trying to give your lead talk, can we try that? Touche, guys. You guys are rude. All right, fire in the hall? Yes, Chicago. My people are similar to...
That was super, super cool. I mean, it was really good to feel that engine at work. It was really cool. The only time I've ever went that fast was when he was driving. They invited us up to do the dyno, and that was really kick-ass. I enjoyed sitting in it and going up to 150 miles an hour. I just wish it was on the road, but it was really cool. Tomorrow is the raffle. I'm just waiting to see how much money comes in. I'm always nervous until the end to count that last final check. It's going really good right now. We got a lot of media involved today, and they're going to be pumping it. It's just nerve-wracking until it's over, and it's over at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and we get to go back to California. Yay. Loved Chicago while we were here, but ready to get back to the sunny state. Ross decided to say, let's go to lunch. And so we passed 4 or 5 steakhouses and get to a bar grill. And that's where we had our first sit down since he came to Chicago. Yes, good morning. My name is Angela Caravella. I sent in an email this morning from Angel's Garage about a car at the McCormick Center. Everything's going great as far as the media coverage and the money. The money's starting to roll in. The media coverage is super, super good. So everything at the show with the car, perfect. Yeah,
I mean, when I think back to Sturgis, we had to remember sitting in front of that McDonald's, praying that someone would come and walk by, having to reel people in, or we went to that liquor store, or was it a gun store? The gun store. Parked the car in front of the gun store.
The big gun out front of it.
And like one person every 10 minutes walked by, and even they're going like, "You guys are freaks."
Right.
And now we got it where it is, and there's like people lining up to buy tickets. It's like
Mark was worried we were gonna have to sit there and sell tickets all day, and it's like, no, they got it.
Yeah, they got it.
it.
What a great lineup.
So far, he likes what he sees. We brought him to the biggest auto show, set this up, and so far he's really just staggered at the fact that a mom and pop shop could put something like this together. But yeah, it's good to see that maybe he's got a bright spot somewhere in there.
We play our cards right and leave here with like everybody liking us.
Right now, we're sitting down for our first meal. It's pretty good. We're quiet. Everybody's like not touching certain things, and so at this point, I'm feeling pretty good and positive that things are going to roll good. About me,
I'm thinking about the exit from Rochester. That didn't end exactly.
The one rule we had for this lunch was not to bring up any business from before. And when he mentioned Rochester, that's what opened the can of worms that I did not want to open at that table. When it comes to money, oh no, I'm good with these people.
Yeah, that's what you said about that.
Yeah, but these ones are actually, they're doing more than they did in New York. New York, they made 14 grand and I had to do the rest.
Dude, I remember what happened, and I know what you got frustrated by, and it was a little bit of money. It was chump change at the end.
So you see, chump change to you, we don't want to go here right now, because chump change to you is, I'm broke, but I'm going to go to my Tahoe. Broke to me means I don't have milk in the refrigerator or potato.
God knows you need milk.
So you're here and we're here. It's like, so it's an adjustment for me.
I get it.
To not lean on you so hard. We are at the biggest auto show in the world. We have a charity raffle going on. I had asked not to discuss business, and he's bringing it up. So I'm trying my best to keep it together because I want to keep a positive experience. One, Mark and I were having a great time the whole time we were there until this moment.
No, but what I'm saying is the money that we were arguing about that day was about $4 grand, which was about that was 2% of the total we raised. And we were about to lose it. Like, you get within 2% negotiating on any deal. Listen.
I'm listening.
You get to within 2% on any deal of any kind, buying a car or selling Trump Tower. You get within 2% on the person on the other side of the deal, you got a deal. Someone gives a bid, someone takes a bid,
and that's great, so, but I'm always the one that's taking the bid. No, that's who took it the last time.
You're taking it way too personal. You gotta
Ross is bad.
You gotta take it. I'm trying to educate you. And that's my bad shoulder.
Yeah.
I did not feel bad about hitting his shoulder. I should have hit him in his freaking head to knock some sense into him. Because when you're telling somebody, when it's just 2%, but you're not losing the 2%, don't give it to me. Ass. Ross always always likes to be the big guy, and he wanted to take Mark to go get a cigar. So we went to Big's mansion. Take it from there, Mark.
So we went to go have some cigars.
Al jumped all over, didn't want to leave the cats been me on. She says they want you.
You worried about your cats?
I do.
Let me check.
I worry about animals more than I do people. Tommy's engine is strong. Mark's going to just take off the heads. He's going to flush it out. He's going to clean it out. He's going to check everything to make sure it's good. Put on new gaskets. I'll repaint the engine. He'll put it back together. We're done. At the end of this month, Twista, who's from here, a rapper,
Twista the Wappa
is coming out to the shop to do a video. The Pro Bowler from Arizona Cardinals, P. Peterson, 6-time Pro Bowler, and he's with Layla Ali's people. I really liked her on Celebrity Apprentice, so I got in touch with her.
So Angelo is explaining some of the different projects that we have in the pipeline to Ross, and all of a sudden Ross decides that he needs his Starbucks fixed, so Angelo is nice enough to run down the street and go get him his Starbucks. And then he starts to vent to me.